Remember to subscribe and hit the notification button to keep up to date with our latest videos.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Marcus and you're watching Roads Untraveled. Yeah, that's my MR2 behind me, but we don't care about that today, all right? We are catching up with Charles, which you guys may remember from a very popular video we shot about a year ago, where he imported 3 R34 GTRs. That was a great day. So we're just basically here, gonna give you guys a quick update on his current car situation, and then we'll probably shoot some in the future. But yeah, R33 GTR, very clean car. He actually purchased this locally, right? As you can see, it does have the OEM R33 GTR lip, which is very sought after. And when people are buying normal R33 GTRs, normal R33s, everybody wants to like kit out their car to look like an R33 GTR, because I personally think, and a lot of you may not agree, this is one of the best looking Skylines. Just throwing it out there. So yeah, anyways, this one has about 500 at the wheels right now, full HKS built engine. And as you can see, extremely clean in here. Nismo floor mats. It has got a bunch of gauges up there, and it's got the Nismo gauge cluster. So that one goes up to 320 kilometers an hour. And you know, 500 wheel horsepower in a Skyline, that's not too difficult to achieve. And then as you can see, this is a really cool bit. Full-on glossy carbon fiber on the center console there, which is really dope. This might be my next car, by the way. Not this one specifically, but these ones are going up. You used to be able to get an R33 GTR here in Canada a few years ago for under 20 grand. And you guys in the US might be like, what? No, it's true. And now they're, you know, 25, 30 at least. Well, I think janky is the right word to describe this paint job. This is cool though. This looks like a drift car under here. Pretty sweet though. Honestly, you guys might say I'm wrong, but I've always wanted an R33 GTR. Obviously an R34, but they're like double the price. And I should have saved up, honestly. I should have not bought my MR2. I should have waited and got into one of these for like 15 grand when I could have. But they have doubled in value, and yeah. What I'm basically saying, get into a GTR as soon as you can if you want one, and you will make money. It's an investment, it's not a gamble anymore, you guys. Interesting story behind this white R34 GTR over here. So a couple years back, we tried filming another R34 GTR review, and it was fairly stock, still had twin turbos. And so Charles and I went out with this car, and we drove this car, and while I was driving, the oil pump failed. Notorious thing to happen on RB26s, and that happened while I was driving. It sucks, but the car's back on the road, long story. But this is a good example of one that you can get in to for, you know, a decent amount of money. Needs some work, obviously, as you can see down here, but it's an R34 GTR. And another thing, these cars look very good in white. I think these two cars are some of the only cars that can actually pull off a solid white, which is really cool. And Charles actually sold one of the cars that you guys saw in that R34 GTR importing video with like carbon ceramics and everything. That also got sold to a local down here in Vancouver. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, these rev to, I think, about 9,000 RPM from the factory, 8,500, you know. But if you tend to rev it higher and stuff, that is when the factory oil pump tends to go. It was a terrible feeling. I was driving this car and yeah, it stalled, or no, sorry, I stalled it and I tried to start it and then there was just like oil pouring out of the bottom of the engine. Bad day seeing an R34 GTR in a tow truck. But that was a couple years back. The car's back on the road. But yeah, this is the factory. This is pretty much the very signature kind of intercooler piping that you would see on the factory twin turbos in the RB26. And you can get these engines for a decent price. You can get an RB26 if you're in the States or something. I've seen a few, more than a few S chassis cars down in Washington State for sale with RB26 swaps. So people are doing them. They're becoming a little bit more accessible now. Moving on into the garage. This is what we actually came here to film today. I'm about to drive this, so this is going to be pretty sweet. It's a Nissan Figaro? Yeah, Figaro. It's got a turbocharged 4-cylinder under the hood, automatic. It's like a city car, 1991. This is my first time ever seeing one of these. I'd never really known what they were or anything. It looks kind of funky. It's got like a bubble shape. I don't know how I feel about this color. It's kind of a weird color, but it's fine. This is also one of those cars that you guys saw in that previous video. As you can see, it's completely resprayed, repainted, and we are going to pop the hood here, and I'll show you under there. That is one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, it's a pretty modest sized turbo right there. I don't know how much power this thing's making right now, but it's got a brand new engine. Everything's brand new in here, fully built. Charles is a guy that he takes care of his cars, okay? If there's, nicks anywhere or anything, he's very particular about how his cars stand, and he keeps a very high standard, which is not something you see with a lot of guys that are like, saving up for a long time to get an R33 or R34 GTR, and then they just jump into the cheapest one they can get. Charles spends the time to find really good ones, and actually goes to Japan to go to a private seller to actually buy the car there. All right, so this one has a Garrett GTX turbo. It's all custom and stuff. A lot of these cars do. Charles was telling me these rely heavily, especially when modified like this, single turbo like changeover from the twin turbos or whatever, conversion, relies heavily on the tune, okay? RB26s can be reliable, but closer to stock form. 2JZs are known to be like a little bit more reliable, but anything that you're converting to a single turbo and throwing a bunch of boost at and meth and fuel's very important, spark's very important, timing, all that stuff. The tune is like, you gotta get that right basically. So this is a fully built HKS engine and everything, and it's running about 470 at the wheels right now. Great car. These are all fantastic cars. If you were to get one of these in Japan, import one from the auctions, like an auction grade 3.54, and you were looking at like a high mileage one, the minimum is like 50 grand. Minimum, and most of them are going for 100K plus now. So when the market opens up in the States, which is a while off yet still, be prepared for every single R34 GTR to be a six-figure car. If you guys are wondering about the blue car you guys saw in that video, it is in Japan right now, and it's going to be at Fuji Speedway at the Garage Saurus booth there in a little bit. I think Charles is going over there soon. But yeah, the blue car's in Japan, so that's pretty cool. Back on its home turf, and then it will come back here, I think, next summer. Hopefully, at some point in the future, we can drive one of these cars and bring you guys another taste of GTRs, because like, this is the pinnacle. This is it. This is the best. But that was just a quick update on these cars right here. Obviously, R33 GTR and two R34 GTRs. But let's go drive the Figaro. Definitely check out Charles on Instagram. Check out his website as well, CW Collective. And check out his YouTube channel, also CW Collective. The links are in the description. Let's get them up in subscribers. Everybody hit that subscribe button on Charles's channel. Thank you very much. See you soon.